He's going to hate us because our Twitter thing said he was joining us today. So he's going to get tagged by this. It did, because I put it all in there and didn't even think to take it out of there. So
whatever. It's just, you know what? It's okay. We're going to talk about
it's all good
today. It doesn't
matter.
I could go delete it. I mean, you could.
Yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea.
Delete it. I'll delete it from my. I can't. I don't know. I'm not logged into Business Brain, but hey, if you're just joining us on the live stream, we're getting settled here to. Let's see here.
Let's see what happens if I do this. Like if I tell it to delete this from BizBrain, I can delete it on X right from here.
Yeah. Okay. Do that, and then.
And I'll put a new one up. No. I mean, I deleted it.
You think it'll dump it off of my profile?
I think it did. Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
Let's find out. I'm
maybe not.
Distractions today. Hold on. No,
yeah.
It's
gone.
Me. It's there for me.
Oh, I don't think it's there anymore.
No?
Oh, yeah. It is.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
But it's not streaming to it anymore. Like it's a dead thing.
Okay, I'm going to delete it. Okay, so it's out of my feed.
Okay. Let me see if I can get it out of my feed.
Yeah, just hit delete.
Delete. Yes.
All right.
Okay, now let me see if I can switch to... Well, I can't. I can log in as it. BizBrain show.
Perfect. Look, you get to see, if you're joining the stream, you get to see the sausage being made here in the background. This is so good. But
we've got sausage? I didn't know that.
I like sausage.
I love sausage.
We should have our own merch.
Our own sausage brand.
Merch. But you can't really see it because you don't see the screen, Dave is...
I could have shared my screen while I was doing all this.
Okay, then you're like, well, whatever. But anyway, we had a guest was going to be here today, but we had some scheduling conflicts, so we've rescheduled. That's the beauty of being in charge. You get to make the rules.
It is true.
Yeah,
and I think I had it repost...
Why
didn't this go? An error occurred. Go live. Yeah, buddy. All right, there we go. We should be live on our various profiles again.
Yes, I see that. And
there we go.
Awesome.
Sweet. Okay.
Sweet. Okay, great.
All right.
Fantastic.
We eliminated the confusion.
Kind of. Yeah, it was confusing.
Yeah,
we did it.
Sure. Best of luck to us getting through this today.
Yeah. One thing I forgot was my monitor. You know the clamp that clamps your monitor, my microphone. You know the clamp that clamps it to a desk or whatever.
Sure.
A little.
Yeah.
That's not with me.
Nice.
So I have it propped here.
I did a show once from my brother-in-law's apartment in Manhattan. It was this podcast, I remember, and I had like a crappy mic stand with me that wasn't really working. And I'm like, I got to find something. And I saw a roll of paper towels and I'm like, perfect. Yep. And I teetered the mic up on top. I like dropped the clip part of the mic like into the thing so it would hold on the top of the paper towels, and it insulated it perfectly because it was paper towels, and I was able to talk and do my thing, and it was right where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, let me send you. I'm going to post this to Slack, and maybe you can share it on the stream because I'll show you. How even after photos after there we go, done. After 11 years of doing this show, this is I just sent it to you in Slack. This is maybe it's not going to go. I'm on the Starlink. Maybe tell you uploads are challenged. Okay, it should be there now.
Oh yeah, I like this.
I'm resting my mic on a business card holder because I'm old school like that. We have cards for our vacation rentals. So
sure.
Anyway,
let me see if I can easily share this here.
I don't know, maybe not.
No, I can.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Oh yeah. I was doing it all day yesterday.
What's your setup? What you got? Do you need to buy this $500 shirt? Or whatever. It's like, no, no, you don't. You just keep talking.
No, just keep talking. Don't stop talking. Release on schedule. That's the most important part.
Just keep talking, even if your quality is.
So there's
my setup
Shannon's,
right there. If you're watching
Shannon's
the live
microphone
stream,
there.
Very high tech and professional on the dining room table. Look at that. See that? That is called not letting anything stop you. Right.
I like that, man. See? You know what? Sounds good. Looks good.
It's fine. At first, I was like, well, I'm just going to have to use my regular mic. Yesterday, I took calls. I'm up at our river house. Yesterday, I took calls out on the deck. It was
Nice.
fantastic.
Oh, I do that on our patio now. I'm going to podcast from out there this summer for sure.
I love it. I realized how nice it is, and we'll be home later this evening. I'm just like, man, I'm going to do that daily on my, because I have like 4 or 5 calls a day, discovery calls. So I got to set up a table.
All right, we got to go because I got to be at the theater in an hour, and I'm definitely going to be late at this point. So here goes all of it. Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do this. Business Brain, episode 656 for Wednesday, June 11th, National German Chocolate Cake Day 2025. That's my favorite cake, you know.
It is?
Yeah. It's the best. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we're just business nerds, and we talk about it so that we can better accomplish all the things that we have on the list for our charmed lives every single week. Twice a week, even. Our sponsors, speaking of charmed lives, are nordlayer.com/brain, where you can go and save up to 22%, and then another 10% with coupon code BRAIN. Easy for me to say. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for your $1 per month trial period. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it, and we'll talk about that too. For now, here on National German Chocolate Cake Day in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
Hey, and I'm Shannon Jean. I'm up here in the Sierra foothills.
Nice.
At our river property that we're doing some work on. So I'm glad to be here.
Cool. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
What do we got on the list today, Shannon? I'm doing good. I'm hanging out.
I want to talk about a couple things. You had a topic, but I think I want to flip it and talk about my topic first. I want to talk about experimentation.
Okay.
And how important it is. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go.
That's good. So you see this little thing in my hand? Let me see if I can get the logo in my hand. Let me see if I can get it. Whoop. I'm using the wrong.
Brain Press. Now, for everybody who's not watching, because that's 99% of our audience,
it's maybe 98.
Okay, great. It looks like just a white.
It's a squishy little.
It looks like a rubbery Lego.
Kind of. Yeah. Like a long, thin Lego brick, but it's made of like foam, and you can squish it with your hand, and you can kind of squeeze it. And what I found is when I'm on calls, which I am on all the time, and when I record this show, I'm always trying to grab something, right? I have a pen in my hand, and I've gotten yelled at by Dave before because I'll start going click, 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 click. And then, so I'm always looking for something. And I have a guy that I follow on X. There's a guy, his name is or his X account is FIN Philosopher, Finn Philosopher.
Okay. And
we talk a lot about doing different things, business, and every year he does a new experiment. He makes a product. He's just like a regular 9-to-5 guy.
Sure.
I wouldn't say regular, but he always makes a new product, puts it up on Amazon, and sees how it's done. This year, he made the Brain Press, and he's selling it. I was like, well, I'm going to support this guy. It's like $8 or something.
Sure. So
I ordered it, and you get 2. You get a black one and a white one. And
okay.
There it is. I find myself holding this thing in my hand like all day long. It feels good. It's super tactile. But the point I'm trying to make here is the value of experimentation, is trying new things. And look at this, hilarious. Yeah,
it's a fidget toy. It's
a fidget toy.
Shannon, it's built for people with various things, including ADHD and anxiety and all of that. So no great surprise that this is something for you. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And so there's that phrase, you can just do things, right?
Yeah.
You can just try figuring stuff out and try to make a product. You can write a book. You can, and you just have to kind of shock yourself out of living the day-to-day grind and doing a repeat every single day. And, I think it was Steve Jobs that said, if you look in the mirror at some point and you just like, man, I'm doing the same thing in and out every single day. You got to mix it up and try something different. And I just really respect this concept of experimenting and trying something new.
Why not? I love it.
It's pretty cool.
I think it's great.
So,
and $9 and you get 2 of them. That's great.
We'll put the link in the show notes and just go to Amazon. I don't have any affiliation with this.
We'll make a little money if you use our link. We're not too proud to say that. That's
good.
kind of how
Use our
that works.
link And,
Yeah.
Nicole.
It's in the show notes at businessbrain.show. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Brain Press. I like it. I mean, it's on brand for us even. This is great. Yeah.
I'm sure he copied us. He probably owes us some sort of money anyway.
Well, we're going to get it as far as the affiliate revenue. It's just there's no original ideas. It's just good execution. What do we say?
Right.
If you want your idea to be worth $100, you write it on a $100 bill. Your idea isn't worth anything unless you execute. So there you go.
That's right. And so if you've got stuff like this, things that you've made, worked on, whatever merch that you've created, you should let us know. Feedback at businessbrain.show. We'd love to try it out. And if you want to get it in our hands, like I'm in my hands of working on this thing as we talk right now, we'd love to get a chance to do it.
Amazing. I have an attitude that I want to share. Not like I have an attitude. I do have an attitude, but I'm going to keep that in check while I share about this really positive attitude that I came up with. It's going to sound negative. The next thing that I want to do, though, is I want to tell you about our two sponsors. Because look, when you're building a business, it can feel like you're juggling flaming swords while riding a unicycle across a tightrope made of tax forms. Been there. And of course, one of the only things that's made that act feel even remotely manageable is our sponsor, Shopify. I use Shopify with my other podcasts to sell merch, and candidly, it's like having a full-on e-commerce department in my pocket. Storefront design, done. Inventory management, easy. Marketing emails, Shopify makes me look like I've got a Madison Avenue team on retainer. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. That's not just big, it's cosmic. From household names like Gymshark and Mattel to entrepreneurs like us, grinding it out every day, chasing that charmed life dream. Oh, and that purple Shop Pay button you love when you're shopping late at night in your pajamas, that's Shopify too. It's why their checkout converts better than anyone else on the planet. That's why that sound keeps happening. Turn your big business idea into ka-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. And while I have you here, you ever secure your business network so well that it practically whispers sweet compliance into your firewall? No? Then you haven't met our sponsor, NordLayer. In the time it takes me to steep my mint tea, I could deploy NordLayer across my entire team. No hardware, no IT drama, just toggle and go security that's built for entrepreneurs like us who are out there creating opportunity and don't have time to be worrying about ransomware or shadowy Wi-Fi goblins. It's built on the same standards as NordVPN, but NordLayer is for businesses. You get threat protection, device health monitoring, and zero trust access, all running smoothly across macOS, Windows, iOS, even Linux if you're feeling spicy. And scaling, add users faster than I can say AI-generated revenue stream, which, of course, if it's Friday AI, we say all the time. So grab your charmed life by the firewall and head to nordlayer.com/brain. That's where you get our exclusive offer up to 22% off NordLayer yearly plans. Plus, you get 10% on top with the coupon code BRAIN. So nordlayer.com/brain. Use code BRAIN for an extra 10% off, risk-free with their 14-day money-back guarantee. Secure smarter, grow harder, stay charmed, and our thanks to NordLayer for sponsoring this episode. So last week, a client, I call them nerding clients because we used to call our business computer nerds, but somebody that I used to help with their computer found me and asked if I was still in the business of doing this. And I am not in the business of marketing myself to do this because it's very difficult trading single dollars for hours, right?
Absolutely.
But this woman lives nearby. She was always a good client. She was in a bind. I was happy to help her. There's that, we talked about the consultant trap, right? Where you get to go and you feel like Superman when you help somebody.
Oh, I know that very well.
I know. And so it's like, the allure of feeling like Superman. I'm going to go do it. And so I did. And it worked out fine. It was great. Like everything was great. But what I realized, as I was leaving her house, I had to go see her twice because, of course, there was there was something. But as I was leaving her house the second time, I was thinking, I had a bunch of parallel thoughts sort of swimming around in my brain. And one was from a client that I had years ago who said to me, you're more expensive than other people, but you're so much faster than other people that it's actually worth it. And he said, so you're really not more expensive. And I said, right, that is intentional. I charge more per hour, but I am interested in getting this done as quickly as possible. And I realized it was in my head because I had basically just done the same thing with her. These days, I really squeezed this into my schedule that I did not have time to do, but I did it. And I'm happy.
Help her, right?
I did. And I'm happy I did it, and I made some money, and it's all fine. Sure. But, I was thinking, I could have, the way it worked, I actually wound up bringing, she had this hard drive. She needed to migrate data from one to the other. And it was just way more efficient for me to do it in my office where I didn't have to spend any time just sitting there waiting for it to finish. I could do all the other things. And then 2 hours later, it was finished or whatever.
Okay.
And I was thinking, I could have organized things, like I'm pretty good with customer service and with people when I need to be. I could have organized things so that I got paid to just sit there for that time, but I had no interest in being paid for that time. And I started thinking, even back to when consulting was the primary revenue generating stream that I relied upon, I had the same attitude. I was never interested in how much I could soak a certain client for. As soon as I got there, I was always interested in taking care of them as properly and getting out as quickly as I possibly could because I didn't have time to be there.
Yep.
And I thought, what an interesting attitude, because the attitude is, I need time more than I need money. Now, there are times in my life when that has not been true. Yes. Like when I needed the money more than I needed to finish the job and go home and sit on my couch and do nothing, right? Yeah. And yet,
it has context, right? Yeah.
But even then, when I needed the money more than I needed the time, my attitude was exactly the same. It was, I need time more than I need money. I am not interested in just being here because the clock is ticking. And there's a value in that. I think there's a value for my customers in that, but there's a value for me in that. It creates that confidence. Right? When a client sees that, oh, this guy is more interested in being efficient than I am, and it's my money being spent, you earn so much trust just implicitly from that.
Yeah, it's a good point. And, it's funny how as you mentioned that, I can look back years and years and years ago, even when we started, Mac Rescue, we were doing consulting and that kind of thing in the beginning because we didn't know where the business was going to go.
Of course, you do all the things. Yeah.
Everything, right? And I can remember showing up and immediately thinking, how fast can I get out of here?
Yes.
And because it's not that I enjoyed it and I liked working with people and I love solving the problems and all that stuff. But as I was sitting there in my head, I just like, okay, I got like 5 other things. Okay, what I got, it's the same way I think now, where even right now, unfortunately, I'm future. What's the phrase I want to? I'm always future thinking, which can be bad, right? Because it's tough sometimes to be in the moment. But I'm already thinking of, oh, we got another episode. Then I got to do this. Then I got to finish this. Then I got to get on the road. So there is a lot of value of being in the moment. But that future thinking, it does tend to make you more efficient, and especially when you're working with customers, that you can hit the ground running and be like, okay, I'm going to get this done and I'm moving out. And
I'm already thinking of when do I get to leave? When is this over?
Me
and
too.
it's not that I don't like being there. It's not that I don't like helping them. I actually love that kind of work. It's in a sense, it can be inefficient, but there's ways to make it efficient.
Yeah.
But just the idea that mindset of valuing your own time more than the client's money.
I love it.
And
it
it's
pulls
valuable.
you forward. It's that.
Yes.
It's I always talk about what you want to achieve, your story pulling you forward. This does too, because even things like, not that this is the context of your point, but when you have to do things you don't want to do, I'm constantly thinking what it's going to be like when I'm done.
Right.
Like, okay, I have to eat, and maybe that is a client you're going to go solve a problem with because you're just like, I don't really want to deal with this client or whatever. I don't want to solve this problem. But that future thinking, get you through it faster because my mindset is like, okay, I'm going to be done with this in a little while. I'm going to leave. It's going to be great. And I'm going to be finished. So yeah,
I already know where I'm going to be next. Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. I think it's
it was one of those things that was like, oh, I gotta like capture this. And I tried, I actually think I used Siri to like, try and log this note for me. I don't want to lose this because it's a valuable thing.
Yeah, for sure.
If you've got a valuable thing, let us know. Feedback at businessbrain.show. We absolutely want to hear from you. We want to, you are a part of this show. So make sure you send it in. Feedback at businessbrain.show. Keep living that charmed life, and we'll see you on Friday.
See ya.
And we're out. And we lost Nick.
What a debacle.
I guess he didn't see the notes I sent him. Oh, well.
Yeah. That's okay.
All right.
Oh,
Sorry, Nick.
Now he's responding to me on X, but that's
okay. Great.
We'll
great.
see what he says.
Okay, great.
Let's see what he says. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get to work on the between the show
you do it.
stuff.
If you're on the live stream, sorry for the confusion. I thought I said it was good to go for 2:30. No, let's keep our August. Our August.
Simpler, especially now with us both having a time crunch here. That was a short episode. Yeah. Efficient. Like, it didn't feel short, but when I realized, I'm like, oh, we're in the outro and it's like not even 15 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yep. Double check with thanks. Okay. Awesome. That is great. If you're on the live stream, I hope you're having a great day. We are in between episodes, and what that means is Dave is pushing buttons, spinning some knobs, getting the episode ready. Oh, she wasn't supposed to. Oh, dude, I don't know we're ever going to have this.
Okay.
That's okay. Okay, man.
It's all fine.
Good. Yep. Sounds good, brother. Oh, man.
That's how it works.
Okay. Great.
All right, there's that.
So if you hang around for a little bit, we're going to do our Friday AI episode along with, we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about ChatGPT. We're going to talk about some Claude. We're going to do a few things, and then we're going to move on. So it's going to be good.
We're moving on, yeah. All right, here's this one. I got to take all the special guest thing out of this.
Sounds great. Yes, very good. Excellent. I'm going to close this chat. Comments. If you're on the live stream, you can comment right to us as well. If you have a question or a comment, love to hear from you. Also, don't forget, if you follow the show on any podcast app and you leave us a review, you get automatically entered to win a MacBook that we're giving away for this season, our 11th season. And we'd love to hear from you. So do that review. Go to businessbrain.show/reviews. Oh, that's so funny. That's awesome.
I'm missing.
Yeah, I'll fill you in after.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay. Cool. Got it. Okay, that is done. I just need to move my pointers around so that I don't foobar things. And I'm ready to rock. Ready to go?
I'm ready, man.
Let's do it. Here goes nothing. Business Brain, episode 657 for Casual Friday, June 13th, National Productive Business Civility Day. I don't really know what that means. Yeah, whenever I researched it, it seemed to make sense. Actually, there's something more important that happens on this day. I'll talk about it in a second. 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains and keep on living our charmed lives. Sponsors for this episode include Shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for a $1 per month trial, and Nordlayer.com/brain, where you sign up and get 22% off, and then you use coupon code BRAIN. Why can't I say that? And get another 10% off. We'll talk more about both of those in a little bit. Here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And here up in the foothills of the Sierras, I'm Shannon Jean. How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday and happy June 13th. 20 years ago on June 13th, I released my very first podcast episode with what became
right?
Mac Geek Gab. Yeah.
That's awesome.
The first episode we called TMO to go because we were running the Mac Observer. And I thought, it's the Mac Observer to go. And after we recorded and released that episode, my wife came up to me and she's like, you could have a better name. You should call it the Geek Gab. And I was like, wow, that's a great name. And so that's where I'm the one that foolishly added Mac Geek Gab because at the time, 20 years ago, Apple didn't have an iPhone or an iPod or whatever. That was it. So that's why it became Mac Geek Gab. But yeah.
And were they called podcasts back then?
They were. Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's right.
And there's an interesting, we released, June 13th was 3 weeks before Macworld Expo that year. In March of that year, Steve Jobs had gotten on stage and said that they were going to add a podcast directory to iTunes. Okay. And he spent like 15 minutes on stage talking about this upcoming podcast directory. It was a big deal. Like, that's a lot of time. Yeah. And so as soon as we launched the show, like on June 13th, 2005, I contacted everybody I knew at Apple and said, I want to make sure, we just launched the show, want to make sure we're in your directory. And this went on for a couple of days. And everybody, this is, of course, when Steve was running Apple, and everybody was like, oh, well, it's not me. And if I tell you and I'm not supposed to, then Steve might fire me in an elevator. Nice. And I'm like, what a dumb way to run a company. This is literally your CEO's pet project. He spent 15 minutes on stage in March about this. And so I thought, if I was running a company that way, I would want to know how dumb I was being. And so I thought, I know what to do. So I wrote Steve. I didn't tell him he was being dumb. Yeah. Because he and I had emailed a few times over things with Mac Observer over the preceding 9 years or whatever it was. But what I did tell him was, hey, we just started this show. I know podcasting's the thing. I want to make sure we're in your directory because I think we'd be perfect for your, the audience of iTunes users.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, my telephone rings. Hey, Dave, it's Keith. We run the iTunes directory for podcasts. I just got your email that you sent us. I'm like, well, I didn't send it to you, Keith. Yes. I know who you got it from. And it was a very, and he said, you were already in the directory, but we took another look at your show. We're going to feature you on day one.
I love it, dude.
And then they went on and said, but where are you hosting your audio? Because we don't want to feature you and have no one be able to download your audio. So they actually gave us a place to host it in iCloud for a little while we sorted things out. Yeah, because they wanted, they wanted to support the community. And
and it brings it,
there's a valuable lesson here.
Yes. It is. And one of the things I always teach my clients, if it doesn't matter what companies you're dealing with, you need to connect with the executives at that business or the people at the business, beyond your normal day-to-day. So it could be as simple as going on LinkedIn and connecting with the people in, like, I help people a lot with, like, they want to start a business on eBay. And I say, great, what do you want to sell? Okay, car parts. We go to LinkedIn. The first thing we do before you even open your account, connect with the category manager in the auto parts section, right? Just to have that, you start to build up that, your network, right?
Yeah.
And then if you have a problem or a question, or you want to, even better, leave a compliment like, hey, I really love this. You don't want to ask for anything, but you want to be in the conversation flow so that you can reach out down the road. You never know where it's going to lead. And most people miss it. When I was selling handbags on Poshmark for that experiment, I connected with everybody I possibly could. And when I got invited to go to their building and meet everybody, I had my LinkedIn, like my phone, like, oh, hey, da-da-da. I met the CEO and I'm like, hey, Manish, I'm going to connect her down. He said, great, I'll connect with you here. So when I hit my first $1 million in sales, I messaged him and they were like, oh, we're going to promote your account. And we're going to send you a bunch of stuff and we're going to get you connected with Business Insider to write an article about you. It's just like you emailing Steve and getting that connection. You have to. But I think I've mentioned here something. It's called like the third door, finding a way around it.
We've talked about the third door here, and the other valuable lesson that I learned that day was because I already knew about the third door. Like Steve and I had already been connected. I pestered him about something in the past or told him about something. Like we communicated a little bit, but what I realized was if you're someone in the middle of some company somewhere, in the hierarchy, in the middle, and you get a message from someone that says, hey, Dave is looking for you to do something. If that message comes from someone equal to or under you, it is assigned by you a priority. If it comes from someone above you, the exact same message, it is assigned a very different priority.
Yeah.
And the reason my phone rang 20 minutes later is because that message came from on high down to Keith, not from someone elsewhere in the company. Like, hey, man, if you want to deal with this guy, great. Otherwise, whatever. Steve said, it probably didn't say anything. He probably just forwarded the email.
Yeah,
obviously. Yeah. But that's enough. That's all it takes.
And we talk on the show a lot about how you get to create your own reality. Well, this is one way you create it, is you build your own peer group. You build your own, infrastructure of people around you that can assist you at some time. But you may need to have that contact for years before it really plays out. You may want to be doing things for them and pointing out issues. You want to be in it. So don't live it with blinders on in your business thinking that, oh, I'm going to build this thing for nothing. You got to build this big thing around you. Everybody that is involved, everybody you touch should know you, and your name should be, if you emailed or called or messaged, you should be able to make that connection. It's really important.
Or already have that connection.
Yeah. Before you need it.
Before you need it. Absolutely. Yep.
Yes. Like you should connect with Dave and I.
Go on LinkedIn right now. Yeah,
of course.
We've had hundreds of you connect with us over the last couple of weeks since the last time we talked about the third door and said, do this. Absolutely do this.
Keep doing
Absolutely. It. Yeah. We want to hear from you. Right today, we're excited to hear from you because you're a listener to this show. That's valuable to us. That means you are giving us something simply by connecting and saying you're a listener to the show. It's feedback. We feed on that.
Exactly.
Someday down the road, a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, you might need something from Shannon or me. And then you ask, and I'm like, oh, I remember that guy. He's listening to the show. That was Susie. Okay, what can I do for you? Yep. That's it. Yep. We have some AI stuff to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about is our two sponsors. Because look, when you're building a business, it can feel like you're juggling flaming swords while riding a unicycle across a tightrope made of tax forms. Been there. And of course, one of the only things that's made that act feel even remotely manageable is our sponsor, Shopify. I use Shopify with my other podcasts to sell merch, and candidly, it's like having a full-on e-commerce department in my pocket. Storefront design, done. Inventory management, easy. Marketing emails, Shopify makes me look like I've got a Madison Avenue team on retainer. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. That's not just big, it's cosmic. From household names like Gymshark and Mattel to entrepreneurs like us, grinding it out every day, chasing that charmed life dream. Oh, and that purple shop pay button you love when you're shopping late at night in your pajamas, that's Shopify too. It's why their checkout converts better than anyone else on the planet. That's why that sound keeps happening. Turn your big business idea into ka-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. And while I have you here, you ever secure your business network so well that it practically whispers sweet compliance into your firewall? No? Then you haven't met our sponsor, NordLayer. In the time it takes me to steep my mint tea, I could deploy NordLayer across my entire team. No hardware, no IT drama, just toggle and go security that's built for entrepreneurs like us who are out there creating opportunity and don't have time to be worrying about ransomware or shadowy Wi-Fi goblins. It's built on the same standards as NordVPN, but NordLayer is for businesses. You get threat protection, device health monitoring, and zero trust access all running smoothly across Mac macOS, Windows, iOS, even Linux if you're feeling spicy. And scaling, add users faster than I can say AI-generated revenue stream, which, of course, if it's Friday AI, we say all the time. So grab your charmed life by the firewall and head to nordlayer.com/brain. That's where you get our exclusive offer up to 22% off NordLayer yearly plans. Plus, you get 10% on top with the coupon code BRAIN. So nordlayer.com/brain. Use code BRAIN for an extra 10% off, risk-free with their 14-day money-back guarantee. Secure smarter, grow harder, stay charmed, and our thanks to NordLayer for sponsoring this episode. All right, it's Friday AI.
It is.
AI, ChatGPT, it needs credit for grab your charmed life by the firewall. That is a brilliant line, and I did not come up with it. ChatGPT helped me do that.
That is really great. Hey, I want to talk about I want to talk about Claude. I don't use it. I've used it, but not very much. And I have a guy that I work with on X that I actually I've known for a while. His name is Nick Hulinski, and his X handle is at co-founders Nick, N-I-K, and you can find this link at businessbrain.show, of course, in the show notes. And I'm going to kind of go read this thread really quick, and then we can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, go.
So Nick posted. He said, "Hey, I thought I was cool hiring an assistant, but they still couldn't fix my chaos. Claude did. No team, no meetings, no management, just one prompt. Here's how I'm turning AI into my personal assistant." And then Nick says, "First, I plugged Claude into my calendar and my email. No code, no fancy automations." This is amazing. "I connected Gmail, connected my calendar. I asked Claude, how many unread emails do I have? Claude told me I had 201. Okay, cute trick, but what can it tell me about my calendar? It gave me times, topics, who I was meeting with. But the thing that blew me away was the last question. Is there anything specific about these meetings you'd like me to help you prepare for?" Claude said back to Nick. And so Nick says, "I use this prompt. Act as my personal assistant. Every Sunday, help me plan my week. Every morning, tell me what matters that day." What I got back, a framework for building a personal operating system. Claude offered to help me build my own personal manual with my work style, decision filters, goals. Then it gave me decision frameworks I actually use, like barbell, regret minimization, inversion. And not only that, it gave me a checklist and a calendar. Week 1, personal manual. Week 2, morning check-ins. Week 3, Sunday planning. Or 4, relationship tracking. It was like hiring an assistant, but with the blueprint. And so this, I think, is great. And I would like to build this for myself. I could totally use it. I have an assistant and I have them in my calendar, but I would love to get this reviewed and figured it out. And I thought this was a great prompt that we should talk about.
Oh, yeah. And I did not realize that Claude has, for anyone on any paid plan with Claude.ai, there is a Gmail and Google Calendar integration available. So ChatGPT needs to jump on this because I've been wanting this for a long time. I want to give ChatGPT or whatever my AI assistant is. I want to give it access, and I say this with my eyes wide open. Same. I know that there are privacy concerns with this, and as much as I say I want to give it access to my email, I'd really, before I did that, I would have to stop and think, okay, I'm okay with my private information being pushed up there.
Everybody else's.
But I have, I don't have, I'm not an accountant, so I don't have a fiduciary duty, but yes, I have something very akin to that, like a bunch of NDAs that I've signed, Good question. So I need to figure that part of it out and figure out how to filter that part of it out. But yeah. I want to be able to have the assistant do what Nick is talking about.
Same. I want it to help guide me into more efficient use of my time, into more productive interactions with the people that are waiting to or something from me. And, I love this concept of, okay, like this is what I do. I look at my calendar at night. Okay, what's coming up tomorrow? How do I, what happens and get alerts? So I think it's a great,
it's not, it's a much more systematic approach to the same prompt that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. And I can't remember the woman's name that I found on LinkedIn, where she literally once a week I guess hers is systematic too. This is just more integrated, I should say.
Yeah.
But where she took a picture of her day planner and said, I don't have enough time tomorrow to do all of the client work that I have on this list. Prioritize with me, for me, whatever. Like that kind of thing, also very helpful. And so there's a world here where you can maintain that, you can respect that fiduciary duty you might have for whatever reasons while still being able to do this stuff.
And I think I just, this is where I'm disappointed that we don't have this, because we're in the Apple ecosystem. This is just the kind of thing I want Apple to do for me. Keep it private, but give me the benefit. And why can't we get that? I don't want transparent icons. I don't. I've had that. Didn't we have that before in some sort of bubble OS or something years ago?
It's Aqua and all over. It's Aqua revisited.
And I didn't watch the keynote. I didn't see it, so I don't know what the other things that are really cool.
No, there are some cool things.
I'm sure there is.
But not in terms of the best things for me in terms of AI, and I'm saying AI for artificial intelligence, not AI Apple intelligence. But the best things regarding AI that were mentioned in the keynote were the better integrations with ChatGPT and or Claude, because there are some things that you can do. You can now tap into either Apple's private cloud or ChatGPT directly from shortcuts, which may this may get us where we want to go, right? This may be the path. The other thing is all of Apple's developer tools now have essentially vibe coding support. They didn't call it that, but they sort of did. Yeah. But not using Apple Intelligence, using ChatGPT, just like Copilot does. Because of course, of course. Yeah. So I too want to have this integration into my life. It'll make me, I just know I just see how I use the AI stuff every day with other aspects. And I know that it will be a huge improvement for me. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, man.
Hey, and I also, before we go, I just want to mention, if you're listening, which is like, I don't know, maybe it's 98.3% of the people versus watching. If you want to watch the live stream, we live stream typically, today it's Tuesdays, but typically it's Mondays at around like 1 p.m. Pacific time. And you can watch us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X. And so if you ever want to chime in, and you can also reply to us live while we're during the show. If you have a question, if you don't want to send an email, we'd love to hear from you, to watch the live stream, or feedback@businessbrain.show. Love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Feedback@businessbrain.show. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Come check us out. Communicate with us somehow. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Comment on the live stream, comment on YouTube, comment somewhere. We want to hear from you. We love it. Thank you. And have a great weekend. Keep on living that charmed life.
See ya.
And we're out. Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm gonna end the live stream quick this time, because we're both running we're future thinking and getting on to the next thing. But thank you to the 321 people that hung out with us for the last hour. And we'll see you on the podcast in the audio. Take care.
Later.